Hi everybody, thank you for joining me today for this interview with the amazing Beaudy. So for those of you who are new to me or not sure who I am, I'm Natasha. I'm a success mastery coach for women who want to unlock the ultimate up level. And I'm here with Beaudy today, and she's going to be sharing some amazing things with you about her business, and she's one of the founding members of my Ultimate Up Level Academy. And we're going to be sharing the incredible things that has been happening for Beaudy in a really short space of time. So Beaudy is the founder of Fund 40. And during her time in the academy, she also set up a new business, which is Beauty Collabs. And I'm going to hand you over to Beauty now to explain a bit more about what she does.
Hi, Natasha. Thank you. Oh my gosh. So I've been kind of like studying business and entrepreneurship for about 14 years already. And that's already just half my life. I'm 28 years old. And my events agency is Fun Forte. It's 7 years old. And then through that, I've been recognized like with awards and grants, scholarships here and there. And those are all very amazing things to accomplish, but I still felt like I wasn't reaching my money goals at all. I was sponsoring so many different things, all these events, and then of course COVID hit, and I did have a lot of like really high peaks in my business, but money wasn't always the driving force for me. But now that everyone's kind of like at a plateau, I was like, man, I need to do something different, and I need to do something where I'm going to really enjoy it. Like, I love events, and I love my events agency and the fundraising division that we have through it. But it's not something that I do for me. It's something I do for my clients, and I service other people. So when I joined your academy, I was just so excited because I had this idea to go back into my creative side, start an arts corp or company where I can focus on kind of like producing and writing and just, being me. And what I gained from that was to be unapologetically authentic. So that was the thing that kind of just made me feel so amazing. After that, like, I just hit so many of these little tasks that people usually do for their business within a longer period of time. I think I cranked it out within like 2 weeks, and I was like, wow, this is what I've been really wanting to do. And it felt so good. I think that was only after the first maybe 2 or 3 weeks of joining the program. And it was such a beautiful breakthrough because I have a little bit of a background in behavioral health, and I'm also a applied suicide intervention skills training trainer. And I see so many people, suffering about whatever they're suffering through. And usually that's the bottom line, is that they don't feel like they're working or that they're operating in their existence to their authentic self, So when I had that idea and all that inspiration, I was like, man, I gotta do this. I just have to keep going. And through that new productions agency, I have been able to write my book. It's going to be released on the 12th, or it should be coming in on the 12th, where I can start, like writing things out for people who pre-ordered it. Um, I'm going back into creating some artwork. So I'm going to be presenting that collection during a conference. I think that should be on the 12th as well. And then there's just so many amazing fun things that I've been really just harnessing, that I've been holding back for the longest time because I was focusing on a business that wasn't necessarily for myself. I loved it, but it wasn't for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's been really fun.
It's been, there's a lot to achieve in such a
It was.
short period of time, isn't it?
It
But again,
was, it was. And I think it's just because I was holding myself back for the longest time. And even though I knew what to do, right? Even though I knew what to do, I didn't really have that boost saying, okay, Beauty, go ahead and go for it. So when I was able to clear as much as I did with the first month of your program, it's like, wow, it takes off so much burden, and so much of those chains. It really does feel like a breakthrough, because even though you're the one holding your own chains, it's just so relieving, super beautiful.
yeah, I think a lot of people will resonate with that holding ourselves back and then not really taking the actions that we want
Right.
that will truly make us happy and lead to more fulfilling success, I guess. What would
Right.
you say is the sort of biggest change you saw in you then? Was it that what you mentioned about that sort of being able to just be unapologetically you? Is that the biggest
Right. Yeah.
thing?
Just because, like, for me, I've always separated professionalism with like sexiness, and then with the company that I started, I kind of was able to merge it together and be like, you know what? I can be sexy and professional at the same time. I can be confident and enjoy myself and surround myself with all these other people who are able to harness that too. So I started following all these other people, getting involved in other conferences that I wouldn't naturally, or get involved in as an events agency. So just putting myself out there in different realms was it's not too uncomfortable for me because I enjoy, you know, getting out there and making myself uncomfortable a little bit. But um to really explore different areas was something that I enjoyed the most. But I think the biggest takeaway for me was actually just allowing myself to be me. Like, just go ahead and go for it, Beauty. Really just allowing myself, not apologizing for what I like, what I enjoy, what I find a passion and pleasure in. It was really something to just appreciate, really.
Amazing. I love that. Now you're a fast action taker. There's no stopping you.
Yes, and that too, because for myself, I would take the longest time. Like, I've been writing this book for maybe since 2018, and it's always just in the back, like it's always collecting dust somewhere in one of those shelves, right? So when I finally was like, you know what, I'm not doing anything. I don't have any event clients to service at the moment. And another thing too was I really had my awesome like $1 million idea. Like when you have those thoughts and ideas, of course, and then you calculate how you're going to get to it, how you're going to get to your first million. Um, I think I was listening to one of your recordings, and then I was listening to another recording that for another program that I'm a part of. And like just listening to both of your recordings together was like, oh, this is my idea. This is how I'm going to get there. So it was just, again, I know I'm using beautiful, the term beautiful, but it is, it's just so amazing. Like, hello, all of these things are inside you. They're inside your own head already, but to really have it taken out and to put it on paper and to strategize and to put it into a plan. Oh, perfect.
Yeah, I love that. Have you noticed changes in your sort of personal life as well as a result of the work in the academy?
Yes, definitely. Reinforcing those boundaries, because I didn't know what those were. Like, I knew what they were. I didn't know how to implement them though. So I really started that journey in about 2017. And to just be so firm about it, like, no, I'm sorry, you can't use me anymore. I'm not able to provide this so and so for you. One of my other big takeaways was uh I kind of gave a discount on one of these quotes, but the quote was for about 43K, and that was like one of my biggest
Oh,
um
that's amazing.
proposals, right? It was so fun. Yeah. And when I was writing it, I was like, oh, I feel so expensive. I don't want to send out this figure. So I did give them a bit of a discount, and I think they've hired somebody else for it, but it was still so nerve-wracking for me. And then I had another person come through asking me for a proposal, and I didn't give any discounts this time. And I was okay with them telling me that I was too expensive. And I was like, yes, okay, I feel comfortable about it. I'm not like crying. I cried a little bit, but I'm not like dying. I mean, because I would just be so devastated before, because I love nonprofit programs. I've benefited from so many nonprofit programs. So there's always that little girl in me that wants to be like, okay, I gotta support, I gotta give back. I believe in this person's project. But now I value my time so much more, and that's one of the biggest blessings too.
That's amazing, isn't it? Because what a lot of people have, and why a lot of people discount and sort of undercharge, is because they're trying to please others.
Yeah.
And it feels like you've really stopped people pleasing, put the boundaries in, valuing yourself, and charging what your time is worth to you, and not
Right.
sort of compromising on that anymore. So that's huge in terms of like the rest of your life, like personal life and business. So that's amazing. Um, was the academy what you expected? I know you're only halfway through at the moment, but was it what you expected? And how's it different to other things that you might have done?
You are actually the first business related program I've invested in. I've
Oh,
always had like I've always been offered free mentorship, or I've always sourced it out some way or another, or someone has come and offered me for some mentorship or guidance. So yeah, you're actually the first one that I've
yeah.
really invested in. And it was scary for me. You know, I was like, man, I don't know. This around this time is hurricane, tropical storm season, typhoon season for my island. So I'm just like, oh my gosh, what if a typhoon hits? I'm gonna need this funding, you know? And I was just like, you know what, forget it, do it. You're going to be able to heal through so much more than you've ever done before. And actually, all of the healing, you know how they like to say that sometimes it manifests into physical ails. Oh my gosh, I had so many things come through, and like for example, my wrist was hurting or my back is hurting. I had to go to a chiropractor. And I guess it's just all that suppressed emotion, you know, and being able to really journal it out, and um really just, you know, process it further. I've been okay with journaling, but to the visualizations that you put through are so nice. They're so beautiful, very serene. It's not so, like, for me, for my perspective, it's not scary at all. Well, in my culture, hypnotism is something where it's like, oh my gosh, she's like a witch, or she's like, you know, it's scary for some people. So I love it though. It's been very relieving as well to just be able to put everything down on paper. I haven't thrown anything away though, so maybe that's when all my ailments will go away. But it's been really fun. I enjoy it. I enjoy the discomfort and seeing what comes out of it for me, especially if it manifests into something else.
Yeah, yeah. That is true. We do sometimes have physical releases as we're going through the emotional release. And I think you can, there was a book, I think it was Louise Hay, which tells you about the different, when you've got aches and pains in different parts of the body,
Yes,
like
yes.
pain. So it might be
Like
worth,
what it relates to, right?
yeah. What might you say to anybody who's thinking of joining the Ultimate Up Level Academy?
Oh my gosh, just, you know, really try. If I know you have some of those tasters, I'm not too sure if you're still doing it now, but if you're able to get your foot in, please just try it out. I know that Natasha hosted a webinar too. If you didn't attend that, please try and check it out also. Um, just introduce yourself to it, even if you're scared. There's way more benefits than there are, you know, negatives. So please just try it out for yourself. Be brave enough to step in and explore what your mind, body, and soul are holding back for you, because the next up level does require some gusto. You know what I mean?
And it does require discomfort, doesn't it? Like you mentioned the
Right.
discomfort earlier, and that's necessary to stop living
Definitely.
almost like the with the false masks that we've put on. And
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. And I rarely get sick. That's the thing. I rarely get sick, and I rarely complain about anything on my body. So when I had to get my back adjusted, I was like, whoa, what the heck is going on? Because I didn't even do anything. I just missed my footing. And then the chiropractor was like, okay, so what are you doing that's, you know, causing all of this? I'm like, I'm up leveling. And he's like, what does that mean? So I was like, okay, I'm just getting some stuff. I'm getting some blockage out. He's like, oh, okay.
it's
So
like,
yeah, very, very much so. If you have to just realize that you will be a little bit uncomfortable, but that's a part of the process.
yeah, and it's worth the discomfort, isn't it? You know, for all the transformation that happens. Uh,
Definitely, definitely.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for sharing all of this with everybody today. And for anybody watching who wants to find out a bit more about you, both of your companies, where can they find that out?
Oh, sure. Well, I'm very active on Facebook and Instagram. My personal handle is Beauty Maria Gogui Camacho. So I think it's kind of like what's showing on my name right here. And then my company is called Fund Forte. You can find us at www.fundforte.com, and that's FUNDFORTE. And then Beauty Collabs is just my name. So it's BEAUDYCOLABS.com.
Amazing. Fab. Thank you. And we'll
Thank
post it
you.
on the video as well. Oh,
Awesome.
it's been
Thank
great
you.
having you. Well, thank you. That's it for now, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Bye for now.